Hello, this is session 6 of your English unit on the piano. Okay, so today we are going to be writing the ending to our piece of text. So what I'd like you to do is think about these 3 questions and jot down some answers for me. What is the purpose of the ending? What makes a good ending? And why is it important to plan your ending? So if you pause the video now and have a go answering those questions. Right, so first is what is the purpose of an ending? So as we know from any type of text, it's to wrap up everything that you've been writing and obviously bring everything to some kind of resolution, particularly in a fiction text like this is. So what makes a good ending? Now we know with any ending, you repeat back to the introduction and repeat those main ideas to bring obviously the text to a close. And why is it important to plan your ending? Now obviously because we based this week's writing on a video, we already knew how it ended, but it's really important that we planned each step. So when we are writing, we knew which section we were writing and exactly which parts of the video we were writing about. So that's why it's important to plan, even if you know the ending. Okay, so today we are learning to write an ending, which links back to the introduction. So you will know that yesterday, your writing, you did your 3rd and 4th memory was when the granddad was on the hobby horse when he was a child, and then moved to the present day with his grandson on the hobby horse. That was yesterday. So today we are doing back to the present when his grandson joins him on the piano and they play together. Okay, so here we go. We know at this point from when you planned earlier in the week, the man has a mixture of feelings towards these memories, but he is most happy when he is with his grandson. Now, throughout this whole piece, we've been switching between tenses. So what tense should the ending be written in? Just have a think for a moment. Obviously, it's now back to the present, so we'll be writing in present tense. And if we look here, this is the part of the video that our ending and our conclusion is going to be writing about. We've got when his grandson here first jumps off his hobby horse and sits on the next to him on the piano. Here they look at each other. Their grandson plays the final note, and obviously it ends with them looking back at each other again, obviously with really happy expressions on their face. So they are the kind of the 4 screenshots of what we are writing today, which will obviously be in your plan anyway. Okay, so obviously when we write an ending or a conclusion, we know it links back to that opening or introduction. So this was our opening from earlier. I often sit alone playing my grand piano. The music comforts me and reminds me of my treasured memories of both love and loss. It tells the story of my life and the happiness and sadness within my heart. Now, obviously, if we look at the themes from that introduction, we know he's talking about being at his grand piano. He's talking about how the music makes him feel. It comforts him and reminds him of treasured memories of both love and loss. Because remember, this is very much contrasting his emotions of different memories throughout his life. And he says, it tells the story of my life and the happiness of sadness within my heart. So our introduction is very much about how the character of the grandfather feels. And it's obviously those contrasting emotions as well. Now, we've just talked about the fact that this end is back to the present and he's thinking about all those sad and happy memories, but how he loves being with his grandson. So here's my ending. I've got, looking at the smile of my grandson's face brings me endless joy. As he plays the final note, my heart swells with delight, knowing that he is part of my story. So obviously here, I've repeated that idea about feelings and the music. So I've got the fact that he plays the final note, which is obviously here talking about the music from the beginning. Talked about endless joy and delight. So even though we're repeating that idea of happy emotions, because we're choosing to focus on the ending as just the happy part, even though the whole text has obviously got happy and sad, instead of just using the words happiness again, I've chosen to have endless joy and delight. So remember, we're using synonyms. So when we repeat ideas, we don't have to keep using the same word like happy, happy, happy. We know that good writers use synonyms to repeat ideas, but with obviously more interesting vocabulary so the reader stays engaged. Now, obviously, you can write a little bit more than that because you've got those 4 like screenshots to do it, but that is just an idea to start you off. You'll notice as well, obviously, because this is a new paragraph, we know that we link what's happened. So your last paragraph talked about the fact that the grandson had switched to present day, he was on the hobby horse. And again, it starts repeating that idea that his grandson is now there with him. I've got here, as he plays the final note, a front adverbial, and then carrying on, and I've used my comma as well. Okay, so I'm going to flick back to these photographs, these screenshots. Remember, this is what you're writing today, and I can't wait to read them. Bye.